As part of our mini lesson, we are going to be reviewing our square root function as part of our instruction on exponents. First off, we have our function y is equal to the square root of x. Since y equals f of x, we can replace y with f of x, and so then f of x is also the square root of x. The domain. We have to consider, for the domain, what is the possible values for x. For example, what can we not use as values for x? We all know that you cannot take the square root of a negative number. Therefore, negative numbers are not going to be included in the domain of x. It can be 0. You can take the square root of 0. It ends up being 0, but it's still a valid number. So therefore, the domain x such that x is greater than or equal to 0. All right? The range then is the possible values for y. Again, if we cannot use a negative number for x, will we ever get a negative number for y? Seeing as that the square root of a positive number is going to be a positive number, so we'll never get a negative. Therefore, y, such that y is greater than or equal to 0. We can apply these facts straight to our graph, understanding that the domain, or x, is going to be what possible values we can use for x, and we can discount this entire half of the graph. Since the range, or y, is also greater than or equal to 0, we can discount this half of the graph. And so now we have eliminated 3 segments of the graph that we don't have to deal with. Y-intercept. As we've seen many times in all of our functions, the y-intercept happens when x equals 0. So we plug 0 in for x. The square root of 0 is 0. And that becomes our first point. We can then use a set of ordered pairs to determine some of the other points. For example, when x is 1, the square root of 1 is 1. 1, 1. 2 and 3 are irrational, so I'm going to go right to 4. The square root of 4 is 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Square root of 5, 6, 7, and 8 are irrational, so I'm going to go right to 9. Square root of 9 is 3. 9, 3. And so this is what our graph looks like for the square root of x. Any questions?